Over this last week, as I've been stomping my way through my Unranked Challenger series, I've been getting hit up in Twitch chat daily about, Midbeast, how do I climb? Or Midbeast, what do you do so well that helps you to climb so quickly? So look, I've devised 7 fundamentals to help you guys climb that will 100% help you out in whatever respective division you're in. Now this video is not some bullshit clickbait video. This video is serious, and if you follow these 7 fundamentals, I guarantee you'll climb. The first fundamental to climbing is having a very strict and limited champion pool. In order to climb, you need to have consistent performances, and the number one way to have these performances is to master 1 or 2 champions, learning every single mechanic and matchup the champion has, helping you to perform well every single game. I believe the best champion pool is having 2 champions with contrasting playstyles to fit team comps and matchups. An example could be Cassidy and Orianna. Cassidy is a split pusher with high mobility and great flank pressure, while Orianna is a mid-centric champion used for mostly her utility and great team fighting. An example for support could be Janna when your team has hyper carries and some form of engage from laners, while you pick your Thresh when your team lacks engage abilities. In all honesty guys, for the best results, each patch you should be getting 2 to 3 of your strongest champions and only playing these champions on that patch. How, you might ask? By using the art of dodging. The second fundamental comes after you've made your choice of 2 to 3 champions on the patch. Now it's time for research, finding mentors, and solo queue. I'm going to give you guys an example of exactly what I did to learn Talia, which is arguably my best pick in solo queue right now. This is actually exactly what I did to learn Talia. I simply went to leaderboards, OPGG, I went to Korea. Now, you can go to any major region. I just went to Korea because I assumed it was the best. Champion enthusiast. I put Talia. Fucking spell. Put Talia. Found the first challenge on the list. Challenger Master, it doesn't really matter. K to UCal. Boom. Talia one trick. Went to rank solo. I went and found all of his recent Talia games. Went to all of his recent Talia games. Looked at what he's building. Looked at his runes and masteries. And just I literally just got all this stuff, copied it down. Build path. I downloaded all of the VODs. I watched probably 20 to 30 VODs of this guy's Talia before I even started playing the champion. Now, what did I do when I watched VODs? I got a notepad, I watched the VOD, I watched how he laned, how he traded, how he moved in lane, where he warded, the different summoner spells he brought into different matchups, different runes he brought in different matchups, how he played aggressively early, if he pushed a wave early, if he froze the wave, if he roamed. You have to take all of these little things into account, take notes on it on your little notepad. You can type it up in Word if you want. Do your research, guys. It helps out so fucking much, and it's going to lead you to be having the fastest learning curve that you can possibly have. Right, so now you've got your champions, you've done your research, you have optimal runes and masteries, know how Master or Challenger plays that champion. Now it's time for ranked. But don't rush straight in. Before playing ranked like any sport, do a little bit of warm-up, okay? This is mainly to those people who aren't playing and spamming games every day. Say you've had a weekend bender, you've had 3 days off league. Don't rush straight back into ranked. You want to play your best. Go play a normal game, or simpler yet, literally just go into the practice tool on your chosen champion, practice lane CSing, jungle pathing, even warding if you're just a support. Just anything to refresh your skills before going into the ranked game. Alright, so you've queued up for a game and you've finally got into a game. You get in the champion select and you're off-role support. You're auto-filled. You don't really know how to play the role and you're not on your champions of choice. Do not play this game, guys. You are dodging this game. I cannot emphasize how important dodging is in the journey of climbing. You're going to lose 3 LP and 0 MMR. League is based off MMR, it's all that matters towards your LP gains and your losses. And to dodge this game, you will lose 0 MMR. Now after this dodge, you have 2 options. You have 16 hours to wait, where you can play again, and you can then dodge again for this 3 LP, or you can queue up again, take the risk of having to dodge out another game of off-roll and lose 10 LP. It's your choice, but I recommend waiting the 16-hour debuff. But once again, you will lose 0 MMR for dodging. For the next queue, you finally get your roll. Perfect, you pick your champion. You look at the matchup, you get the correct runes and masters for that specific champion, and head into the game. Fundamental 5 is the use of pre-game research. As soon as you hit that loading screen, you want to be using that time to your advantage. You don't want to be doing something random or, say, going onto my stream at twitch.tv/midbeastlol while you wait. You want to be doing that afterwards. I want you on OPGG straight away analyzing pre-game. So you get into the loading screen, quickly go on OPGG, get your live game stats up, guys. The first thing I like to do as a mid laner, okay, say I'm Scepted, which is Lucian playing into Talia. The first thing I look at is the runes. I look at Talia's runes. There's no armor here at all, which means I can exploit that early on. Pressure the Talia out until she has Seekers because she's going to have 0 armor. What else can I look at? They have a Rek'Sai jungle. It means I can be ganked from various different angles, such as from the Raptors. There's a lot of different angles a Rek'Sai can gank me from, so I need to be aware of that. Another thing I want to look at is who wins the late game. Just looking at it. Okay, there's a Tristana and a Lulu here with the range over the enemy team. I would say I'd give it to my team. My team has the late game. Maybe I don't need to put any risky trades on early on that could put us behind and give the enemy team a snowball. Another great thing I like to look at is how many, like champion mastery, how many games of that champion has that person played? For an example, if I had a game where my Fiora is like a one-trick Fiora with 200 games, 60% win rate. My bot lane, first time Janna, first time Twitch. I'm probably not going to try and get the bot lane ahead. I'm going to try and get that Fiora ahead because I know she knows how to play that champion, use leads to win the games. If I get the bot lane ahead, they're probably going to do fuck all or do nothing with it. Okay, say you're a jungler. You look at the enemy jungler. He's got shit. He has no armor runes. He hasn't jungled before. He's off roll. Look to invade. Shut him down. They're not going to know how to counter invade. They're not going to know what the fuck to do. Always look for these small advantages that you can use to make leads in the game and win it. Fundamental number 6 is the use of timing summoner spells for your team. Now, this may seem impossible at first, but it really isn't. And it gives whatever team that has the timers such a huge advantage before big objectives. One thing I noticed in Korea is that every good support copy and paste game timers every 30 seconds or so and before big objective fights. Because I'm not in Korea anymore and I'm in OS, not many people really take timers, so I take initiative, I do it myself, and I think it really helps me out. One thing not many people know is you can actually copy and paste these timers in the chat of League of Legends. Simply, all you want to do is type the timer, press Control A, then Control C, and then Control V to paste it every 30 seconds, or around about 1 minute before an objective is really good. Having these timers is super important if the enemy has immobile carries with no flashes before big objectives. So say the enemy Syndra and Kog'Maw have no flash before a Baron fight, you paste the summoners in the chat, maybe you have a Jarvan who locked them both in and they're fucked. But he might not have engaged unless he knew the flashes were down for another 2 minutes or so. The last fundamental of climbing, number 7, is mentality and the use of the mute all function. Mute all is something that I do very often, as does people such as Apto, who don't want any distraction. The best mentality in my opinion of League of Legends is to view all your teammates and enemies as bots, and their skill comes down to a simple roll of the dice. Sometimes you roll well and your bots play better than the opponents, sometimes you have a bad roll and your enemy team has better bots. The only consistent factor in these games is yourself, and it's your job to control the tempo of these bots and try and influence the game. Anybody who has studied statistics will know the amount of times you have good teammates versus bad will eventually even out, with the only consistent factor affecting results is yourself. Therefore, you need to play lots of games to rule out any chance of luck, meaning you might have a bad roll of the dice 35 out of the 50 games, simply due to chance and your teammates doing badly. But out of 1,000 games, it should actually be very close to 50-50 odds of good rolls and bad. Thus, you need to play lots to rule out any type of luck. If at any stage of the game your teammates start distracting you, start talking about irrelevant information, or start raging, this can be simple passive-aggressive flame. Just mute them instantly and focus on yourselves. Still communicate to these players as they can see your chat, but just don't respond and try to talk to them. All it's doing is simply distracting you from your own gameplay, which is really the only thing you have absolute control over during the journey of your climb. If your entire team ends up raging, just mute all. Still communicate with them, however. An example could be you're a split pusher, you say, hey guys, I'm split pushing with TP. Make sure you have deep flank wards for me to TP to. It's as simple as that. That's it, that's my 7 fundamentals of climbing, guys. I honestly really hope it's helped you guys out. It feels so good when people come up to me and say, I've helped them to climb divisions. That's the only reason I even started this channel, to try and help people climb. So yeah, I just hope it helps, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.